Well, everyone, I've been messing around with Claude Code now for about 24 hours. Set it up on my machine that I built specifically for this. So it's got extra resources and whatnot, so I'm able to both record and run Claude Code. So we're started out with this command. We're working through a PRD and to-do list. The PRD is a product development resource, so it tells Claude exactly how the program is supposed to function in a higher overall aspect. And then the to-do list gives sprints and each week's work. So it goes by weeks. It's just easier for it. But you can do it in probably 30 minutes or less the whole week. It's amazing. So we're going to now record the next week, and then I'll edit this so you don't have to sit through all of the code generation and whatnot. All right. So it's going to go through and review all of the files that I talked about previously, so that it can determine where in the program we are. We just work through all the errors that were created. It's definitely a learning process. You need to keep going back and forth, have the environment completely set up. So I'm programming in Godot with Godot script, and it started programming it in C and then switched to Python. So we had to change some of the global rules so that so that Claude would know exactly what it's going to do. All right, it's needing some direction here, so we're going to tell it to check the to-do file and docs for the next week. Instructions. So now it's going to read that to-do list. It's going to see where we're at. I think we're in sprint 3, week 5. So let's see where it comes up with and what we're going to do then. Oh, it's saying week 7. So I guess I must have done a couple extra weeks last night. Not remembered, or maybe it's skipping over a few. So we'll review that at the end of this video. So I'll share links to all of the project files and whatnot eventually. In this video, probably not. It's still a private project. I'm trying to turn my book, Ranger Group 42, Deadman's Gulch, into a video game using AI and vibe coding. We're going to see what the final result is, but eventually I'll have something to test out and a video where I can show the character going through the scenes that the AI has created. As you can see here, it wrote 347 lines, created a new file. And we're trying to keep the code to 300 lines or less, but it keeps going over that. There's a couple files in here that it's generated with over 700 lines of code. Eventually, we're probably going to have to either refactor that or just keep it as is and go through and comment on the file a lot better. There is going to be some manual coding to make sure that this game that we're programming together is both editable, serviceable, whatever you want to the actual tech term is, but we need to be able to have a code base that is expandable, so we can add in modules, new levels, new planets, new solar systems, and whatnot eventually. The game is a first-person slash space live action space battle hybrid. So we're trying to base it sort of on a combination of Red Dead Redemption 2 and Privateer. I don't know if from Wing Commander. It's an older game, but man, I loved it when I was a kid. So, you know, when game mechanics work, maybe just graphics need updated kind of stuff. So it's not only doing the Godot script, so, you know, the programming language which controls actions and input and output and whatnot, but also this TS CN files. These are the scenes where you interact visually as the character interacts with other objects, resources and sprites and whatnot. So it's also building a generic framework for the scenes that then we're going to be able to add in graphics, build, you know, more robust visual representation of planets and solar systems and stuff. And so far I've spent about $40, I guess. Yeah, $36.69 currently, and that is from 2 days of using this. 2 separate days, about 24 hours. I think maybe a total of 3.5 hours of API usage, and then you get charged just being connected to Claude Code and it not doing anything. So there's about 8 hours total of being connected to Claude Code, and that was something that, you know, it's a learning experience. Obviously, you're getting some of these pitfalls that I've run into while using this, but we also need to mention that as you can see, it's running in command line, but it's not Windows command line. So we had to set up Linux here for Windows, and then set up the environment entirely inside of the Linux inside of Windows. So it's not necessarily like a virtual box that we're running. It's still part of Windows, but you have to run it as Linux. Claude Code won't run natively in Windows. So I have both the program for Godot inside the Linux version set up so that it can access that, run through load errors and whatnot after we've created all of these files that it's creating. Sometimes it misses some stuff. It might not have created one file when it says it's complete. Excuse me. So yeah, I also have it set up on the Windows machine so that I can test it without having to go back and forth in and out of Claude Code. So I'm having it pushed to GitHub, and then I pull down onto the Windows machine in GitHub and run it in Godot on the actual computer. So it does load a visual bit here of Godot out of Linux, and so it runs natively on your Windows machine, so you don't necessarily have to do that. But I've just added that in here just so that you can see, you know, some of the load errors and whatnot, and how it's changing, adding in stuff. I mean, it's added quite a few files here, so really getting into it. it's really an amazing uh, product here. I mean, these are things that I wish I could have done 10, 15 years ago, but I don't have the patience to sit down and learn code. I mean, I understand project structure, how inheritance and polymorphism works, but to sit down, it was more pseudocode that I learned, and so actually sitting down and coding in one language, you really need that depth of knowledge that Claude Code is giving you here in this. And so it's just amazing that it's working through writing all of these programs, and it costs maybe $5 each time I type in one of these prompts, and it does a whole week's worth of a sprint. So I'm talking like 4 to 5, engineers, programmers working for a whole week typing code, 8 to 10 hours a day. It does it in a matter of 15 to 20 minutes for $5. And all you need to do is know how to test the program and know how to run through the code to find, where or what files are actually throwing errors, or when it doesn't function when you try to actually play the program. So looks like it's done. So we've successfully implemented the 3D models for each resource type and integration. Let's create a README. Yep. And then we want to commit this code. Oh, there. So we gotta click back in. Yes. So it does do prompts every once in a while. Sometimes you can choose the skip or don't ask me again option. And you might not want to necessarily do that in the beginning, as it will just continue to use your money. I noticed that we didn't use good add dot. I want sure any and all files are loaded in GitHub. We're gonna just make sure that everything was loaded into GitHub and saved for. Yep, it missed a couple files. So it doesn't always get everything right. So you definitely have to check the code review. We're almost done here, so just thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you guys got a little bit of information out of it, and I'd like to see you in the next video as we progress with this project in Claude Code. And make sure to like and subscribe, wherever that button is.